Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about Battlefield 1 and whether is it worth coming back to the game or not. Okay, let's get started. But before I started, a bit of a background on my Battlefield career. I started with Battlefield Bad Company 2 on the Xbox 360, and then Battlefield 3 beta came out. And I had a blast on Metro. I still remember fondly of the times with the Battlefield beta I had. Obviously, the game came out, and I did buy it. Prior to that, I was a COD guy, so that was the time when COD Black Ops came out, and I spent a lot of time on that game. I really enjoyed it, especially the zombie side of it, but also the multiplayer and the single player. So. Yeah, there was a switch. Battlefield 3 was a switch from COD to that, and when Battlefield 3 came out, I found my true calling in the FPS genre per se, because I really fell in love with the game. I'm still considering buying Battlefield 3 on PC, but I'm not sure how that the servers are, so I'm possibly gonna give a pass on that. But nevertheless, Battlefield 3 is one of the best games for me. So I spent a lot of time on Battlefield 3. I had a good squad, friends, mates, you name it. So I had a good community to keep me going. Also, the game was good. Fast forward 2013 October, I think that's when Battlefield 4 came out, and boy, if you played that game, you know the hardship we had to go through with that game, especially in the first year with the netcoding, the lag, the corner shot, the servers, crashes, you name it. There were a handful of issues with the game. Nevertheless, that game had plenty of meat on the bone, because the progression system was good, the weapons, the medals, unlocking accessories for the guns and the vehicles, and you know, cosmetics, all that. It constantly gave you a goal to work towards. So I remember I was glued onto my Battlefield companion app, changing the guns around to, you know, to progress and unlock new things. So despite all the problems which we had with Battlefield 4, because of these things, because of those plenty of meat on the bone, it's still one of the most enjoyable time I had with the franchise. Again, back then I had my own squad, friend of four. Also, I was part of a clan, B4P, aka Battlefield for friends, Battlefield 4 players. Sorry. So all in all, I spent about 2 years on that game, on PS3 and PS4, and I really enjoyed that game. I really loved that game. After that, Battlefield Hardline came out, I gave a pass. I played the beta, but this cops and rubbers things on a Battlefield settings, it didn't give me what I wanted, and I'm not regretting ever since. So I don't mind missing out on Battlefield Hardline. And after that, Star Wars Battlefront came out, which I did buy I think on day one. It was digital download, and that was the point where, for me, DICE became a bit hollow with what they offered us as gamers. Yes, the visuals and the sound design and everything what make DICE was still there. The landscape and everything was beautiful, the sounds, so you felt like you are in a Walker of Souls in the Star Wars universe. Nevertheless, it still didn't give you that progression system. It still didn't give you a true purpose to keep leveling up. Yeah, you can unlock star cards and Bacta or whatever it's called, grenades, but nevertheless that was not enough for me to be as dedicated as I was with Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. Also, that's where my squad started to dissolving, and you know, people made a pass on the game and they decided not to buy it, or they just couldn't be bothered with it. Plus, there was the lack of squadding up at the beginning of Star Wars. So when that came out, the proverb kept popping up in my mind: if it's not broke, don't fix it. But that's what DICE did, and they started to fix, air quote, things which weren't broke, but God knows what happened. So yeah, Battlefield Star Wars, Star Wars Battlefront was a disappointment, though I wasn't that much hyped for it from the get-go, but I enjoyed that little time I had with it. Recently went back just reminiscing, but I'm not gonna download that game, possibly never. So, and Battlefield 1 came out, right? And I bought it on day one, hard copy. I had a blast with it the first 2 weeks. I've rejoined my clan, and I enjoyed it. But within 2 weeks, it became apparent that it's the same hollow experience as Star Wars Battlefront was. And even many of the UI, many things have been just hauled over from Star Wars Battlefront to Battlefield 1. So I got disappointed with the game, and I vowed that I'm never gonna touch it. I'm gonna sell it. I bought a PS4 Pro in the meantime, so I was planning to sell the old PS4 with the Battlefront, Battlefield 1, but I never got around to it. And I have to say, I'm kind of happy that I didn't, because about 2 weeks ago my PS4 Pro broke, so I had to send it off to repair, and I've got a replacement. And obviously the hard drive was empty, so I faced the decision to whether re-download Battlefield 4 with its nearly 100 gig of DLCs so it would have been a big job to download it, or download Battlefield 1. And I was like, what the hell, I'm gonna give them another chance. And I have to say, I did not regret re-downloading the game. There is much more meat on the bones now with this game. The progression feels a bit better still. You can't really unlock accessories for these games because you are tied and locked into the era of World War I. So, many things are not as it wasn't available at that time. Nevertheless, it still feels that you are progressing, still gives you a bit more purpose to keep logging back on and progress basically. So Level Cap made a video, I'm gonna put it in the description, on the same subject. This was kind of what triggered me to make this video as well. That what DICE was struggling with, or well, the problem DICE faced is that the community didn't know what they want, because it was segmented into various types of players, hardcore veteran players, or just simple veteran Battlefield players, like for instance myself. I don't consider myself a hardcore player. I'm more of a casual, but I'm familiar with the franchise. And then you got the casual players who just logged in and decided to give it a go. So DICE had to cater all these different sects parts of the community to make sure that everybody got the experience. But this is impossible to please everyone. But it seems to be they are heading to the right direction, because, as I said, the game feels a bit more now better. The gameplay, that wasn't really an issue in the past. So finally they managed to get the netcodes out, and I'm not much rubber banding or lagging. Sometimes I'm running into a few bad servers, but that I can come on. I can just switch a server, so it's not a big deal. But DICE is heading to the right direction. Unfortunately, I missed out on the incursion, so I cannot talk about that. But all in all, I think this is a game worth coming back to. especially if you still own it, and if you have friends or acquaintances who either still plays it or they are also still on the verge whether to come back or not, because obviously if you have a set of squad of or at least 2-3 people, you know, whom you can play with, that's gonna even further up the game in terms of enjoyment. So I'm running with unknown people, so I cannot really communicate with them. But if I would have my own squad, I'm pretty sure I would be back to the fields of Battlefield 4 when it, you know, the squad play and the team play really mattered, and you could pull things off greatly, and it gives you an extreme satisfaction. So if you have a few friends who does still play the game, I'd say give it a try. Though that said, I'm still gonna buy the premium for this game. Battlefield 3 and 4, I bought the premium passes, best 60 quid on each I ever spent. I never had an issue, I never felt regret buying the season pass. However, for this game I'm still waiting, even though as I'm recording this video, I think it's on sale on PlayStation Store for 25 quid, which is for a premium pass. It's a quite good money. Still, I'm not sure if I wanna spend that much money if I'm not gonna spend that much time on it, because COD World War II is coming out, and that's another game I'm interested in. So I don't know which game I'm gonna spend more time on. If COD 2 delivers for me, I'm possibly gonna stay with COD 2. Well, COD World War II, sorry. But that's what I don't know now, and that's why I'm a bit torn, because I wanna try the new maps on Battlefield 1, but given how little time I have, you know, I'm 34, leading a full-time life, so I don't have as much time like I had a few years ago. So I'm still undecisive which game's gonna get of my full attention. In the meantime, Battlefield 1 I'm gonna still coming back to. I'm still gonna stream about the game because it's a good game. They made it much better as it was half a year ago. But as I said, I've still not decided if it's gonna be full-time COD or full-time Battlefield 1. So that I have to wait till November when the game comes out. Until then, I certainly gonna stay on this game and put time and effort to level up in this one, because they made it a good game eventually, and that's the thing nowadays, unfortunately, with developers and publishers, that they are releasing games where you have then it's actually the experience what they want to give us, and it takes them half a year to a year to deliver that experience, and now it becomes a norm, unfortunately. But that's a whole different kind of rant. So thank you very much for joining in. Please continue to join on my streams if you'd like. Also, please like and subscribe if you like the video, for more to come in the future. Anyway, thank you very much and see you. Goodbye.